New Mazda 2 vs Mazda 3 2024 sibling comparison. What's the difference? The entry point into one of Australia's most popular brands has been around for almost 10 years in its current generation, but the Mazda 2 has had a refresh. Possibly for the last time in its current lifespan, the small hatchback gets a facelift to remain appealing, Mazda hopes, to first-car buyers. Mazda's up against not only direct rivals, like the Suzuki Swift and Toyota Yaris, but also the shifting market. Mazda has sold just over 3,500 Mazda 2s so far this year, but almost 11,000 CX-3 small SUVs, the latter based on our friend here's platform. It's a name with a little over 2 decades behind it, but can it be a first-car favorite in an increasingly difficult small car market? Half a decade on, the current generation Mazda 3 has weathered a world of change. Cheap cars have vanished. Electric vehicles are commonplace, and the small car class it belongs to has been decimated by SUVs. Big names like the Ford Focus, Holden Astra, and Mitsubishi Lancer are history. But while it looks identical to the car unveiled at the 2018 LA Auto Show, today's Mazda 3 has also evolved, albeit gently. Let's see how competitive the latest and improved, as well as more expensive, version is. Deep dive comparison. Verdict. While Mazda's insistence that the Mazda 2 is a first car could be very limited by the incomes of most teenagers or early 20s city dwellers, the starting price being close enough to $20,000 for a dynamically enjoyable and convenient small car isn't to be scoffed at. The new styling of the Mazda 2 is well executed, and as an alternative to small SUVs, which continue to become more popular, it's a sensible option, especially considering its efficiency and ease of use. The lower specifications in the range are probably the best in terms of value, as even the features on the higher grades aren't groundbreaking, and the pure SP definitely exudes the most style cred. Given how effortlessly it traverses the mainstream and premium small car classes, the Mazda 3 might be the best value small car on the planet. With racy styling, sports car handling, classy interior presentation, and impressive, intelligent efficiency, there's plenty to sink your teeth into here. Poor rear vision, a dark back seat area, and smallish boot aside, it doesn't have any glaring faults. In a world overrun with SUVs, props to Mazda for evolving the small car so brilliantly to mask a half-decade of existence. Continuous improvements have made the 2024 G25 Evolve SP Vision an essential small car shortlist proposition, regardless of price. Design. Aside from the pure SP, the Mazda 2's styling changes are subtle. Mazda's design team aimed to move the model's look slightly away from the previous premium chrome-adorned look to a sportier and more aggressive style. A redesigned front bumper and mesh grille, with the rear's nip and tuck being more subtle, don't need to do much to keep the hatchback looking fresh. Despite being almost a decade old, the Mazda 2 looks, to some extent, like it could be a new generation. The pure SP in particular is a highlight, with the blocked grille evoking some electrification vibes, while the colored accent treatment at the front and rear of most variants is a welcome addition for something different. The range of differing wheels is also a plus point for the Mazda 2 range, with each model having its own distinct characteristics. Inside, the pure SP also gets a standout panel across the dash in a lighter color like mint, while others get different seat trims and color accents in places like the vent surrounds. New colors for the range are Aero Gray Metallic and Airstream Blue Metallic. How is it that the current Mazda 3 is already 5 years old? This hatchback is still stunning, the sort of car you look back at when walking away. The shape is sleek and almost coupe-like, with a shark-like nose, cab backward-style long bonnet, upswept shoulder line, and a fastback silhouette. More importantly, it's the way the light dances across the sculptured sides that draw the eyes in. Bereft of clutter, it makes you wish all mainstream manufacturers had the courage to be so daring. We've said it before, the BP generation Mazda 3, Axle in Japan, is the brand's boldest C-segment hatch since the 1993 BA323, Astina/Lantis/323F. Practicality. The Mazda 2's interior is mostly unchanged through the facelift, with the car's overall dimensions unchanged and not affecting space for its occupants. Up front, the 2 seats are comfortable for adults and arm, shoulder, and headroom is ample. Storage space for drinks, phones, or small bags and wallets is sufficient, though not quite road trip worthy. In the rear seats, adults will find enough space to be comfortable for short trips but might get a little restless after a while. Headroom when sitting upright is tight for anyone around 182 centimeters, 6 feet, tall, and a lack of armrest and little storage save for the doors means loose items will be joining occupants on the seat or sitting on the floor. The Mazda-2 has a claimed 250 liters of luggage space in the boot, which is fine for a small hatchback, but short of rivals like the Toyota Yaris 270L. There is a price to pay for all this quasi-coupe styling flair, and that's a comparatively snug-feeling interior, though you'd never call it cramped. Actually, the Mazda-3 is no less spacious than most of its competition in all but one area, with enough room even for 200 cm drivers, along with sufficient shoulder width and ceiling height to match. If you're really tall, maybe that missing sunroof isn't such a bad thing, after all. Sat so low down on cushy, enveloping front seats that offer plenty of comfort and support, this is the anti-SUV. Maybe Mazda should have called this the MX-3. Sporty and spot-on, the driving position is a laid-back affair, with an emphasis on better ergonomics, as emphasized by the thoughtful placement of switchgear that's all within easy reach, ahead of a beautifully flowing and layered dash. Proudly Japanese in flavor, it brings to mind functional minimalism. Drilling into some of the three's finer interior details, the analog-look digital instrumentation is super legible, ultra-classy and gorgeously lit at night. As previously mentioned, the dials and surrounding air vents are reminiscent of the later Porsche 944 and 968. It's not just all for the sake of aesthetics, either. Yes, it's lovely, but the thin-rim 3-spoke steering wheel feels great to grip, with nifty little paddle shifters that are a delight to prod. Same goes for the physical volume knob and climate control buttons, sidestepping the need to get distracted and frustrated by virtual submenus. And having a conventional gear lever with old-school Tiptronic-style shifts suits the 3's athletic vibe. Plus, forward vision is A-OK, ventilation is faultless, storage is better than you might expect, and the fit and finish is as good if not better than any of this 3's German premium opponents. Out back, the split-fold rear backrest is set at a comfortable angle, the cushion is well padded, and you're provided with USB ports, air vents, and an armrest with 2 cup holders. More thoughtfulness. But while knee room is fair, rear headroom isn't great if you're tall or wear a beehive, as the falling ceiling line reveals. Vision out is limited by that rising window line and fat pillars. Getting in and out of the back requires some contortionist moves. And the small windows mean it can be gloomier in the back than a Smith's album. Finally, at just 295 liters, the 3's cargo capacity is disappointing. Sure, it eclipses the Corolla hatch's 217L cubby, but other rivals are far larger back there. At least the floor is wide and flat and there are 60/40th split backrests for cabin access for longer items. Note that a space-saver spare wheel lurks underneath. Mazda argues there's always the closely related CX-30 if you need slightly more space, 317L. Price and features. Mazda has managed to keep pricing for its entry model relatively low for the segment. In fact, the base pure in manual form starts from $22,410 before on-roads, and the auto is only $2,000 more. That means at a time when the Toyota Yaris is starting to look more expensive than its historic, cheap and cheerful image allows, Mazda is pushing the Mazda-2 to be slightly more premium while keeping its price competitive. Standard features for the range, which start in the Pure variant, include a 7.0-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability, plus auto headlights and windscreen wipers. The Pure SP, which starts at $25,210, gains a different styling kit that adds a body-colored front panel to the grille, plus a carbon look roof and vinyl. It also gains the shark fin roof aerial. The Evolve, which starts from $25,910, gains LED DRLs, with the mesh grille replacing the SP's block color panel. Its upholstery gets red stitching, plus it's also got a couple more tech additions with Mazda's active head-up driver display, traffic sign recognition and satellite navigation. Finally, there's the top-spec GT, from $27,610, which gains unique aero-inspired 16-inch alloy wheels, and a set of black leather upholstered seats with synthetic suede and red trim. A sedan is available in pure or GT specification at the same prices and with the same features as the hatch, though you can't get a pure sedan in manual that's available in the hatch only. Mazda has rationalized the MY24-3 range, with fewer grades and no more manuals, sadly. The pretty little piece of automotive industrial design you see here is the mid-range Evolve SP Vision, which sounds less like a car and more like a posh hairdryer from Vidal Sassoon. Priced from $36,520 before on-road costs, or about $41,000 drive away before you start haggling, this Mazda-3 is a sporty and well-equipped alternative to the likes of the speedy Hyundai i30 N-Line Premium, spacious Kia Cerato GT Turbo, new Subaru Impreza AWD 2.0 or an evergreen Toyota Corolla ZR. All cost roughly the same money. The thing is, do Mazda's upmarket aspirations mean the 3 possesses the ride quality and chic to embarrass at times substantially more expensive hatchbacks with premium pretensions? We're talking rivals like the BMW 1 Series, Mercedes-Benz A-Class, Peugeot 308 and VW Golf, here. Stay with us, because we reckon you might be surprised by how far the 3 has come since its humble 323 predecessors. Anyway, this version comes with most of the good gear, including a full suite of driver assist safety tech like front and rear autonomous emergency braking, AEB, blind spot alert, lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control, as well as keyless start and walk-away lock, powered driver's seat with memory, 360-degree camera views, a head-up display, digital radio, Saturn auto tilt/folding exterior mirrors, dual-zone climate control, Bluetooth phone/audio connectivity and 18-inch alloys. Oh, and for 2023, an upgraded version introduces a smartphone charger and wireless for the Apple CarPlay/Android Auto function, along with USB-C port access front and rear. What's missing at the Evolve SP Vision's price point? Some mainstream rivals offer leather and a sunroof, available respectively in the more expensive GT Vision, from $40,000, and flagship Astina grades, from nearly $42,500. Still, that's quite a lot of small car for the money, given the quality of the presentation and design.